the first weeks of Amin and Samia's relationship were nothing short of magical. Every morning felt brighter, every shared glance felt heavier with meaning, and every conversation was filled with little inside jokes that only they understood. But as with every new romance, life had a way of testing even the sweetest bonds. It was mid-semester, and the campus was buzzing with midterm exams. Students rushed to the library, scribbling notes, practicing formulas, and trying to memorize countless pages of information. Amin, usually calm and collected, found himself more anxious than usual, not just because of the exams, but because he didn't want to let Samia down. Samia, on the other hand, was as focused as ever. She had a natural ability to organize herself, balancing her studies with drama rehearsals, club meetings, and the new responsibilities she had taken on as the cultural secretary. Amin admired her dedication, but sometimes he couldn't help feeling a twinge of worry. One chilly afternoon, they met at their usual spot under the banyan tree. Amin had brought some coffee for both of them, hoping it would lift Samia's spirits after a long study session. "Thanks," Samia said, taking a sip. "I really needed this." She smiled, her eyes lighting up despite the stress. Amin hesitated, then asked, "Do you feel like we're spending enough time together?" Samia blinked, surprised. "I thought we were," she replied cautiously. "I know you're busy, and I don't want to be a burden," he said softly. "But sometimes I just miss you." Samia's face softened. "Amin, you're not a burden. I care about you. I just have a lot to do." Amin nodded, trying to hide his disappointment. He didn't want to pressure her, but the feeling of distance was new and uncomfortable. The next day, a small misunderstanding sparked tension. Amin had seen Samia chatting with another student on the college lawn. The conversation seemed lighthearted, filled with laughter, but Amin, in a moment of insecurity, misunderstood. He didn't confront her immediately. Instead, he replayed the scene in his mind over and over, imagining scenarios that weren't real. That night, he texted her. "Hey, who were you talking to today?" Samia replied quickly. "Oh, just a classmate, nothing important. Why?" Amin didn't answer right away. The text felt too casual, too simple. His mind kept twisting it into doubt, and for the first time he felt a pang of jealousy. The following days were awkward. Amin found himself quieter than usual, more distant. Samia noticed but wasn't sure why. She finally asked one afternoon as they studied in the library. "Amin, is something wrong?" He looked down, fumbling with his pen. I don't know, maybe I'm just tired." Samia reached out, gently placing her hand over his. "Amin, talk to me. I don't like it when you shut me out." He sighed, finally admitting, "I guess I just felt a little jealous. I saw you with someone else, and I don't know why, but it hurt." Samia's eyes softened. "Amin, it was nothing. I like you, only you. You have nothing to worry about." Relief washed over him. "I'm sorry I overreacted." She smiled, squeezing his hand. "We all have moments like that, but the important thing is we talk about them." After this little turbulence, their relationship grew stronger. They learned to communicate better, to trust each other, and to enjoy the small, sweet moments that made college life so memorable. One weekend, they decided to escape the crowded campus and visit a quiet park by the river. The sky was clear, painted with shades of pink and gold as the sun began to set. Amin had brought a small picnic, carefully packed with sandwiches, fruits, and Samia's favorite chocolate cake. They spread a blanket under a large tree, laughing as they unpacked the food. "You know," Samia said, nibbling on a sandwich, "I never imagined college could be this fun." Amin smiled. "I know what you mean, but I'm glad we're sharing it together." They spent hours talking about their dreams, their families, and even silly, what-if scenarios like what they would do if they won $1 million or if they had superpowers. Every word, every laugh, every glance made Amin feel like he was exactly where he belonged. As the sun dipped lower, Samia leaned her head on Amin's shoulder. "I like days like this," she whispered. "Me too," he replied softly, brushing a strand of hair from her face. I wish every day could be like this. And for that moment, it felt like it could be. But life, as always, has a way of keeping love grounded. The very next week, the college announced that some students would need to travel for an inter-college competition. Samia was selected as part of the cultural team, which meant she would be away for several days. Amin was thrilled for her, but a small pang of sadness tugged at his heart. "You're going to do great," he said when she broke the news. "I'm proud of you." "I'll miss you," Samia admitted softly, "but we'll text and call, I promise." "I know, I just don't like the idea of being apart," Amin said, his voice betraying his worry. She smiled, leaning in to kiss his cheek. "Don't worry, absence makes the heart grow fonder, remember." He nodded, trying to convince himself. But deep down, he knew that this was another test, not of their love, but of their patience, trust, and faith in each other. The day Samia left, Amin stood at the bus stop, waving until the bus disappeared around the corner. He felt a strange emptiness, but also a quiet excitement, because this time they had a reason to miss each other, to long for each other, and to grow closer even when they were apart. That night, he texted her. "Good luck. Can't wait to hear all about it. Don't forget me." Her reply came almost immediately. "Never. You'll be the first person I call when I arrive. Love you, sparkling heart." Amin smiled, his heart lighter than it had been all day. Love, he realized, wasn't just about holding hands or walking together. It was about trust, patience, and believing in each other even when miles apart. And as he drifted to sleep, he knew that their story was just beginning. Sweet challenges and little misunderstandings might come their way, but the bond they had built was strong enough to survive it all.